Here's the deal with cascading style sheets. HTML was originally invented by scientists for spreadsheets, to show data. And then after a while, somebody was like, hey, look, I can color this, and I can put a picture here, and businesses started using them, and designers started getting a hold of the things and trying to make them look pretty. Well, designers were pretty used to all kinds of programs that they already had that could do a lot of stuff that HTML couldn't do. So designers started doing something that designers love to do. They started complaining. They were like, why can't we just size text with 12 pixels or 14 pixels, and why can't we do this, and why can't we do that, and all kinds of stuff. So after a while, folks that helped to shape the internet said, fine, here you go, and they came up with an add-on language that adds on to HTML. So the important thing is that CSS is an add-on language to HTML. It goes right there with HTML. It's not a replacement. So the first thing we're going to do really is just explain all about CSS and how the whole thing works, and then we'll go and dig into each little piece. Okay, so we already said that there are a whole bunch of new commands that you can do with CSS that you couldn't do before. For example, before, if you wanted to come in here and do some sort of text wrap, like how this text is wrapping around the image, and you could do it, but you basically had to come in and build some kind of table to hold the thing in, and man, what a pain in the booty. And so designers complain and say, can't we please just have text wrap? So they're like, fine, you can have text wrap. And a bunch of other stuff. So there are a lot of commands that didn't exist before that now do exist with HTML. And then there's some other things going on too. Designers got pretty sick of setting stuff over and over and over and over. They said, can't we just have a way to change defaults, to just set things the way that we want them to be, and then they're like that in the whole page, or even better yet, the whole website? And so the powers that be sat down and thought about it. They were like, well, how could we do that? Let's say we wanted all the text in the whole page to be Arial. And then a light bulb went off, and they said, well, hey, we already have a tag that says all this text goes on the page. It's the body tag, right? So why don't we just allow users to kind of tweak the body tag and make it, still put stuff on the page, but also, if it's text, make it Arial. So really what's happening is we're changing what the tag means a little bit. We're looking at what it normally does, its normal definition. We're kind of redefining it so it does other stuff too. When you change what a tag means, when you redefine it, basically you've changed the way that that tag operates for every time that you see that tag on the screen. So for example, if we changed one of the heading tags, then every time you saw the heading tag on the screen, it would look just like that. When you redefine those tags, they actually call it redefining a tag. And when you redefine a tag, really what you're doing is changing defaults. Good? Okay, that's one of the things that Cascading Style Sheets can do. Sometimes you can imagine we've got all these new effects that we can apply. We're not always going to want to apply them everywhere, all over the place. Sometimes you're just going to want to apply them in one place here or one place there or something like that. And so there has to be a way that you can set a certain class of Cascading Style Sheet command and say just apply it over here. And you can totally do that. When you make up a class of Cascading Style Sheets and say apply it here or apply it there, they call that a class. So here's a big thing. If you can keep the difference between redefining a tag, setting defaults, and making a class and just applying it wherever you feel like, that's pretty much the whole thing with CSS. From now on, really all you're going to have to do is say, do I want to redefine a tag or do I want to set a class? And then you go and set all the cool stuff that you want to set. Now the nice thing about it is that most of the time that you're going to be doing this, you're actually going to be doing classes. There are only a couple of tags that you're going to redefine, and we're going to get in here and do those guys first.